Okay, imagine stumbling upon a single philosophical framework that claims it can diagnose your deepest personal heartbreaks while simultaneously predicting the total extinction of the human race. Well, today, in this explainer, we're diving into exactly that, the worldview of an author named Xuefeng. Across texts spanning from 2011 all the way to 2024, he lays out this really uncompromising architecture of ideas. We're talking about a system that starts with individual, personal emotions and scales all the way up to grand theories on global survival. We're going to break down this source material today so you can fully grasp the sheer scale of this ideology.
So here's our roadmap for the breakdown. 1. The root of human suffering. 2. The brink of extinction. 3. Capitalism versus socialism. 4. Xuefeng-style communism. And 5. Purifying human consciousness. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The root of human suffering.
Right out of the gate, Xuefeng sets an incredibly uncompromising tone. In a 2011 text, he literally positions himself as the sole provider of truth, calling his teachings words of gold and jade. He basically argues that joy is everywhere, right? But we're just missing it. He actually compares humanity to colorblind individuals who just can't see this vibrant spectrum of light that's right in front of them. And he warns that if you reject these teachings, misery is inevitably going to cling to you. It is a bold, fiercely confident foundation for everything that comes next. To really illustrate exactly why we suffer, the author asks us to consider a highly relatable, honestly pretty painful scenario. It's a thought experiment designed to force us to question where our suffering actually comes from. So, he asks, if you find out the person you love is being intimate with someone else, why does it hurt so much? Is it the other person? Is it the actual circumstances? Well, according to the text, the answer is a resounding no to both of those.
And this brings us to the absolute core of his psychological theory, which he calls erroneous consciousness. He argues that it's not the infidelity that hurts you, it's actually your own desire to possess your partner. Think about that for a second. He says if you could genuinely feel joy just because your partner is happy, all that suffering simply vanishes. So the main takeaway here is that to escape suffering, you don't try to change other people or the world, you have to radically rewrite your own mind.
Section 2. The brink of extinction. Now, jumping ahead to a 2024 text, the scope of this ideology dramatically widens. Xuefeng asserts that humanity has already faced complete extinction 4 distinct times. And the cause? He says it wasn't asteroids or ice ages, but a spiritual degradation and a, quote, dimming of the human heart. And right now, he warns, we are teetering right on the cliff of a 5th extinction event. So how do we know we're on the brink? Well, the author points to the exact same spiritual symptoms that triggered the last 4 wipeouts. That internal greed we just talked about with personal relationships, it's scaled up. Our obsessive pursuit of wealth, insatiable desires, extravagant squandering, and this frenzied competition for survival resources are, in his view, the absolute critical indicators that a total collapse is imminent.
Section 3. Capitalism versus socialism.
Looking at all this, Xuefeng argues that neither of our dominant global systems can actually save us. On one hand, he views socialist collectivization as a path that might extend human lifespans overall, but guarantees the masses will just toil in poverty. On the flip side, he admits market-oriented capitalism brings affluence, sure, but he argues it inevitably depletes resources, shortens lifespans, and triggers a severe backlash from nature. Basically, both systems lead us to a dead end.
Section 4. Xuefeng-style communism.
Having rejected those systems, the author proposes a highly specific alternative, Xuefeng-style communism, and he explicitly divorces this from Marx, Lenin, or Mao. But here is the truly fascinating part. He claims this unique utopian model hasn't just been theorized. He says it has already been quietly practiced on Earth for 15 years.
And the claims he makes about it are massive. He asserts that this modeled society is vastly superior to anything in human history, permanently neutralizing nearly 90% of all human challenges. He's saying it scales seamlessly from fixing global territorial disputes between entire nations all the way down to solving everyday issues like elder care. So, how do you even implement this globally? Well, by taking a radical sledgehammer to society. He proposes completely abolishing all existing global constitutions, laws, and regulations. Why? Because as he sees it, complex laws just create societal friction. In their place, he offers exactly 800 values for new era humanity that he personally authored. And he claims that these 800 values alone are totally sufficient to run an entire civilization.
Section 5. Purifying human consciousness.
This actually brings us full circle right back to the individual.
Systemic change, the text insists, isn't enough to stop that fifth extinction event. Every single human being must undergo a spiritual purification. And the catch? Well, just like those 800 values, the author states that he has personally prepared this mandatory spiritual curriculum. So, global salvation ultimately requires total individual adherence to his specific path.
As we conclude this explainer, we want to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder. Can exactly 800 values truly replace the entirety of global law to save humanity from its fifth extinction? We've traced Xuefeng's framework from the internal torment of a jealous partner all the way up to a sweeping mandate for planetary spiritual purification. Regardless of where you stand on it, the absolute certainty and the immense scale of this proposed social overhaul certainly makes you think. Thank you so much for exploring the source material with us today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and we'll see you next time.